Hi, thank you for joining me. In this video, I want to cover the do-it-yourself coloring pages. However, I realize some people do not have stencils, and the ones so far have been making your coloring sheets using stencils that you can purchase, or stencils that, of course, you can make those stencils too if possible, but stencils that end up being in some of children's toys. They're at the 5 and dime. You can get, they range in price from really, really cheap to expensive. And you don't have to do that. So I'm going to show you some items you can use to make your own markings without having to go out and purchase other stuff. Of course, we always start with a 8.5 by 11 sheet of unlined paper. We're only going to make markings on one side, because I've seen some really great do-it-yourself coloring sheets. I mean, fabulous. I may be able to showcase a few in the video, but you fold it in half, and then you fold it in half again, and then you have 4 sheets, 4 sections that you're able to make coloring sheets on. You can also flip it over if you like and make 4 more on there, but I tend to like to only do it on one side in case you want to frame a piece, one of the works that you do. So that's all you're going to do. And then you're just going to concentrate on the one side. So that's your surface for making your marks. Now, what you can use is just everyday found objects around the house. This came off of the balloons that you buy for special occasion. If you have helium balloons, they generally tie, I think they tie a balloon on here, maybe 1 or 2. It's not heavy enough to hold a whole bouquet of helium balloons, but it will hold 1, maybe 2, possibly 2. So that will work really nicely. You can use this shape in here, and you can use the outside shape as well. You can use a rock. You see this shape here, and that has a different shape there. So if you want to lay it flat, you can make that shape. And if you want to stand it up, you'll make this shape tracing around that way. This is another rock, or river stone, pebble. It's a different shape, but it will work. You use it as an outline. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. These are just everyday items you can pick up around the house that you have laying around the house and you can use. This is off of a drink bottle. You can also use the caps off a water bottle as well. I think this came from a roll of, I want to say ribbon, the cheap thin paper type ribbon, not the fabric ribbon. That's what I think it came off of. But that will work. You can use the inside circle, or you can use the outside and make a little larger circle. You can use a note tablet or sticky pad. See, that's a nice square. That's a square. Or you can turn it on its side and create a rectangle. A container that is used for what? I think face cleansers and other type things come in these. You can use that, put it down and trace the outside. Either that or the lid, it doesn't matter, but that will give you a nice circle. Excuse me, you can use a cup. You can use the bottom of the cup, will make a smaller circle, and then the rim of the cup will make a larger circle. That's a larger circle and a smaller circle. Both will work perfectly. These are everyday items around the house. And this was a gift card. It's a rectangle. It works perfectly well. I use something similar to this. Really, I use a packaging item that was packaged and made this. These other little items came from me coloring it on top of a corrugated box, which gave some extra texture inside each of the shapes. But that comes from doing one of these, something similar to that. Now, if you have a pair of these scissors, it will work really fine. Well, yep, it'll work really well because they have a design cut on them. You take a stiff piece of paper, cardboard or something, and you just cut it. See, these are not holding up so well. They have had it. They've broken here. They're kind of old. I'm going to tell you that right now. These are quite old. There's an edge right there that you can use. Now I'll demonstrate. I'm going to demonstrate some of these in other videos. And here's another straight edge. I do a lot of recycling or upcycling, and this was in a medicine thing to measure out the dosage. And so it's no longer needed. You generally just toss it, but it's just like a ruler. So it will provide a straight edge on either side, even this little short side, or you can just outline the whole thing, give you a different shape. Now, here's some items around the house. Other than that, you can use like a cup. I showed you the cup, a container, any kind of container, anything, packaging or something that you can use for a straight edge. Look at this. This is a piece that holds a camera onto a tripod. You can use this as well. Just place it down and trace the outline of it. That'll give you a nice shape. Interesting. You're just looking for anything that's interesting that you can use. Look at this. The cell phone makes a nice square type shape. You don't even have to do this divot in here. You can just do this outside shape. Now, here's some kitchen items. Look at this spatula. You can do the outside perimeter of the spatula, or you can use these little lines in here. They also have slotted spoons. They're not flat, so it'll take a little work, but this is flat and you can trace inside that. Look at this. How about one of these mashers? Something that you use to mash. Look at all of these slots in here that you can trace or use the inside, just do the outline in there. You can also use this whole outside here. That makes a shape. I don't have it at present. I'll get it in just a second. You can use cookie cutters, which I don't have one right now, but this is a circular, use this for cutting biscuits. The cookie cutter would have different fancy shapes on it, which will work really well that you can trace. Also, this is a cookie press. If you have a cookie press, look at these shapes that come inside a cookie press. This looks like a pumpkin. These are, oh my goodness, these are like stencils. These are like stencils. Look at these shapes. Wow, these are perfect. I'm so tempted to go to like a secondhand store. You can find these. I think that's a fish. Wow. These look like stars or what do you call them? Snowflakes. I don't know what shapes these are, but they would be perfect. I don't know what this is. I can't tell. I thought it was a head up here at first. I don't know what this is. Look at that. Candy cane. Christmas tree. Another thing that reminds you of a snowflake. It's a circle, but these are diamond shapes. This looks like a butterfly. All of these in one cookie press. That is terrific. So I'm kind of tempted to go to like a secondhand store and find a cookie press so that I can use it. Oh, you can also use this, the bottom of a glue bottle. Look at that shape. It's not quite an oval. It's different, but that would still work really nicely. The tape, you have a roll of tape. You can use the inside of that or the outside. I like tracing the inside because it kind of keeps me from making so many mistakes. When I go on the outside perimeter, I tend to slide here and there. But that's a nice circular shape. And also I found this, I use this for painting. Excuse me, but if you get a larger sheet and you're doing a large size sheet for the coloring, you can use this. Now you have a smaller circle inside and that outside circle is much larger. That would work perfectly for that. So you can use any of these items. Any found item would be perfect for using. Perfect. I kid you not. So don't limit yourself. Just look around. Some things you may throw away. So you can grab a couple of those things and keep them. Like some of these things, I just keep for mark making on different paintings that I'm doing. Normally, I just have all of these right here in one container. I have a little bag that I keep them in. But since I'm doing the do-it-yourself coloring sheets, I'm going to add a few things. We usually paint on rocks. This is a weird shape one, so I don't mind. I can use that. And I just keep these in a bag by themselves and pull from there to do painting. So I can also make up something like this for the coloring. Okay, thanks for joining me. Bye, until next time.